All right. Gonna get into this gameplay here. Actually, first, before I start that, I think it'll make sense to show you what I've done. Again, guys, you know me, I'm always fooling around with the lines and the settings in this game. So I'm gonna get into what I've done. Excuse me, guys, I'm really battling this cold. Like, I didn't cough a bit all day, but now, as soon as I want to broadcast, I start coughing. So what I've done, guys, in this iteration of the if you want to call it lineup or rosters, is I gone ahead and pretty much calm down the or tone down the guys, I'm sorry, man, I had a long day. I can't even talk properly. But what I've done is I toned down the shooting settings or the attributes and the passing attributes and puck control for most skaters, players that are known to really shoot the puck well and score that way. Pretty much left untouched. As you can see, Patrick already has a 90 accuracy and power. But for a guy like, let's say, Brandon Gallagher, he has a 71 power, 66 accuracy. Passing and puck control are way down. The reason why is because, like I said in my other videos, I truly believe passing is overpowered. I believe puck control is overpowered. And some of these shots for some of these players are overpowered. Some players have a good shot, just can't hit the net. So just to give you an idea, someone like Shaw is not really known to really go up in there and score. But for everything else, I pretty much left it untouched. Dwight King, not a good shooter at all. He could shoot the puck, but not a good shooter. But even at these ratings for a 36 shot, you can still score. I mean, the goalie still has to, it's not like the puck's going like 5 miles per hour or something like that. The puck is still going, at a rate that if the goalie's not in position, you can score with it. You're just not going to score, 50 goals with this guy. Like I said, in my theory in other videos is you could pretty much score 50 goals a season with any player in this game, which I think is unrealistic. So to give you an idea there, for forwards and defensemen is pretty much the same, but for goalies, the only thing I've toned down is the rebound control and agility. I think goalies in this game are way too agile. They're like Spider-Man. The way they could flex and fantastic 4 saves and all that stuff, I'm not feeling that. So that's what I did for the Canadians, and it's pretty much similar. Players like Stamkos, I've only reduced the puck control and passing. And what I've done, just to show you guys here with the sliders. So pretty much what I've done is everything, virtually everything, or most of everything is 50, except for fatigue effect. The reason why is because with some of the ratings or some of the sliders on passing, like if a line has low energy, they'll start fumbling the puck for no reason. Like they'll start fumbling, like both teams will fumble the puck until the whistle is blown. And so I think I've connected the dots to it being something related to the fatigue effect. So what I've done is I've reduced that, but I didn't want to also reduce the recovery increase the recovery, because what happens there, the AI starts playing line number 1 all the time, and so the other 3 lines on offense and the other 2 lines on defense don't get any play. So pretty much my theory is the AI is picking lines based on the energy meter for each line. So it still keeps a good rotation going. It's just that you're not going to get the effect. But for me, that's not a big factor in gameplay. As you can see here, it's for skating, everything at 50. I just found like it was a good balance. I just said, why not? Let's try it. Everything 50 for shooting. And for passing is the only thing I pretty much mess with. So puck speed reception effect, I put that at 60. Puck control rating effect 59. Reception reaction time 68 on 100. Everything else is 50, except for passive reception, which is 100. I want players to be aware if they see a puck. Hey, if you're passing in a attended or defensive attended lane, then that defensive player should be able to pick up the puck almost every time, or at least deflect it to the corner. So just to give you an idea of what my reasoning behind that. For puck control, everything else, guys, 50 on puck control except for the actual puck control slider, which is 63. I just felt it gave a good balance of being able to retain the puck versus being able to have it stripped from you. Goalie, everything 50 on 100. Checking 50 everywhere except for stick lift effectiveness and poke check accuracy. Put that at 100. Penalties is, I think, 50 everywhere except for elbowing is 20 on 100. AI, this is on superstar mode, and the CPU difficulty adjustment is 3 out of 6. It actually gives a challenging play with these sliders. It's very challenging. Like you got to work to get a shot, which is what I like. I like a challenge when I'm playing. I don't like to know that I could just manhandle the AI. I like a good challenge defensively and offensively. So those are the sliders. Let me get into the gameplay to give you an idea of how this works. Now hopefully nothing okay, let me play smart. Dump it. Can't do that. So you see what that does, guy, with the low ratings for passing. It just means, it doesn't mean that you can't pass. It doesn't mean that you can't aim your pass. It just means that if someone's there and you decide to pass it, to someone who's covered, it's going to get picked off, or they're not going to get the pass off. So, nice. Always a good strategy to dump and chase. So in the real world of hockey, guys, seems like the playoff picture is about 95%. It's pretty much set in the West. Doesn't look like LA is going to make a run for the playoffs, which really sucks because, again, Jerome McGinley, he leads the Avalanche, who are pretty much tanking it, to go with a team he thought could win the Stanley Cup, and they don't even, make it in. I think they went on a losing streak after he got on the team. I don't know what's going on, but it's like Jerome McGinley just can't catch a break. But everything in the West for me, unless a major collapse, seems like the teams that are there now, especially speaking of the wild card, that is, are going to make it into the postseason. But everyone that's already got a spot, I mean, most teams in the West have already clinched. In the East, the only question mark are the Boston Bruins and the Tampa Bay Lightning. So tomorrow's going to be a big game for the Lightning. Montreal has already clinched. To me, other teams have already clinched. I know they're not officially clinched, but I think, like I said, Toronto, I mean, they're 1 point out of second in the Atlantic. They're trending in the right direction. They're playing the right way for me. Unless there's 5 players or 5 key players that are injured, they're going to make it in. So for me, the only question mark are the Bruins and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, I don't know if they have a game against each other. That would be epic. If the Bruins and Lightning have a game, I have to check that. I don't know. But if they have a game left, man, That will be something to watch. I'll actually watch that game. Now, as a Habs fan, which of the two do I want to make the playoffs? Boston. I know they won't face off in the first round, most likely. But honestly, Tampa Bay, man. Tampa Bay is like one of those teams. They're like the LA Kings. They're the LA Kings of the Eastern Conference, as far as when they get into the playoffs. Doesn't matter what kind of record they had, doesn't matter who beat them in the regular season. Tampa Bay is that team. Once they get into the playoffs, they have a lot of players that come out in the playoffs. So they're a dangerous team. So I think it's good for the Eastern Conference, for teams that are aspiring to go deep. It's in your best interest if Tampa Bay happens to miss the playoffs. But I mean, they got a tough break. They would have actually taken Ottawa's or Toronto's spot had Steven Stamkos not got injured, but he got injured and teams capitalized. Sorry. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But I think Boston could hold on, but they're not trending as good as Tampa, in my opinion. But Tampa missed some opportunities to really get into the race and really cause some headaches. But still a lot of hockey left with the points they have. So tonight's gonna be a factoring night. I think if some teams, if they lose, they're out for me. I know they're not mathematically, or they won't mathematically be out, but for me, like Brooklyn Islanders, like, they're out for me. And I was rooting for them, kind of, especially when Halak came back last week, but I don't know, they're not trending in the right direction now, and it seems like too little too late for them. Who else was the team I thought? Carolina, I don't know. Carolina's that team right now. They could still make it, and they're kind of, I think they're like 7-0-3 in their last 10. That's a team you got to watch out for. They probably maybe won't make the playoffs, but 7-0-3 with like 5 or 6 games left going down the stretch. No one's really talking about the Carolina Hurricanes right now, but I mean, I watched them play a couple of games lately, and those are one of the teams that if they get in, watch out. That's all I'm gonna say. Watch out. They might do the same thing they did in 06. Who knows? But anyways, back to this game. Back to the fantasy game here. Alright, so as you can see, guys, if you stay in good position and you cover your man, the ice tilt factor is can be stopped. But with these sliders and settings, you really are roster attributes and slider settings. You really got to aim your pass properly. I mean, if you're off, that pass is off. So another challenging aspect of gameplay here. Alright, so we're on the power play, so let me see if I can cycle it. Nice. Okay. Alright. Can't get anything on this power play. So back to the real world of hockey now. Habs fans out there, if you follow any social media outlet, you might have heard something today that maybe most of you didn't like, but some of you might have liked. I don't know. And I think a very small percentage of us Habs fans that are in the know as far as social media news is concerned might have actually picked up on what happened. So let me explain what happened. So today, I think Marc Bergevin, the general manager for the Habs, was on a radio show today, and I guess he was asked about Alexander Radulov's upcoming contract, and obviously you should, you know, to be responsible and stuff, you should listen to the full interview, because that's the only way to get the full context of what Marc Bergevin was actually trying to say in the interview. But pretty much, you know, the snippet that people are really focusing on is, as far as an 8-year contract, which is rumored to be what Radulov wants as his next contract, according to Marc Bergevin, should only be given to, you know, elite players or star players, like he did name Sidney Crosby or someone like Alex Ovechkin. You know, and some people think that Marc Bergevin, you know, with the Habs just clinching the playoffs and stuff, like, they think like that's not something he should have said right now, or, you know, to kill the morale. But if you really pay attention to what Marc Bergevin is doing, and if you know anything about Marc Bergevin, number one, never discusses contract details with the media. Like, it's actually something he does not do ever. So the fact that he came out and said this is actually a good sign. It actually means, well, number one, that they're negotiating, and number two, that there is a likelihood that something's going to get done. And which leads to my next point. This is a negotiation tactic, what he just said. You know, him saying that he's not worth elite status money is pretty much him saying, you know, trying to get leverage in contract negotiations. Now, if you know anything about negotiations, the minute you show like you actually need what you're trying to acquire, the value goes up. You know, that's like negotiating for dummies. I mean, people know this without even knowing it. Like, you know, if you go to a car dealership and you see a nice car there that you actually love, and you go to the car salesman and you're like, man, I need this car, man. Oh my God, can I have it? Please, please, I need it. See, you just giving the car salesman the advantage. Like, because now you're at his mercy. He could easily turn to you and say, well, someone's about to come in there and buy it for $5,000 more than what you're willing to pay. So do you really want this car or not? Because, you know, I could sell it for $5,000 more. I have no emotional connection to you. I have no obligation to you, and I'm getting paid more. And now that may not even be true, but because you went in there acting like this car was life and death to you, well, now you're at his mercy. You know, so that's bad negotiation. You don't go into a car dealership acting like this is your one chance to get a car, because people are going to take advantage of you. You go into a car dealership and you act like, listen, I got money to spend. I'm spending only this amount of money, and if you don't like it, I'll go to the next dealership and buy from them. You know, and a lot of times, and especially if you have like cash on you and stuff, and you're able to flash it and like, hey, all this could be yours right now, but I'm just letting you know, if you're not going to give me the price I want, I'm going to the next guy. I'm going to Bob's auto dealership across the street. You know, that car salesman is going to try to retain your sale. So it's a classic negotiating tactic. Anyone who listened to that interview knows, and that makes me think now that they're actually making progress in the negotiations, and that Radulov is probably going to stay with the Habs. Although there were rumors now that his girlfriend or wife, whatever, moved back to Moscow, and so that means that maybe they're not going to stay in Montreal. But Marc Bergevin would never make a comment like that. If he really thought that, like if that was really like what he thought about Radulov, then that's a stupid comment. That's like a Jim Benning comment, or whatever his name is, the GM for the Vancouver Canucks. Like, that thing where he, if you guys remember, like last year's draft, he made like a dumb comment about the draft and actually got fined because pretty much said that they were doing something that they weren't allowed to do. So yeah, that I don't think Marc Bergevin's an idiot. You know, a lot of people criticize him, but you have to understand Marc Bergevin inherited a team that was, number one, draft pick deficient, because the prior administration traded away a bunch of draft picks for people like Scott Gomez. Who else did they trade away? Like, you know, for stuff like that. I don't have all the trades listed, but if you go and look at like Montreal's draft history in the last like from 2010, which right now would be, you know, your draft class for 2010 would be like your nucleus. You should have like a well put together nucleus by now, you know, of 25-year-olds that are really establishing themselves in the NHL. Montreal doesn't really have that right now. Like, if you look at all of their draft picks, man, like only a few, you know, have actually turned out to be good or decent. You know, but Marc Bergevin inherited a team that was not really put together well in the draft, and so it's hard. You have to understand, guys, it's hard to make trades if you don't have assets. Again, same. If we take the whole car dealership thing, like, you have to understand, general managers, there's a lot of money at stake here for these NHL clubs. So you don't have like average Joe Blows sitting as general managers for NHL teams. I don't care what NHL team it is. I don't even care. Even the Vancouver Canucks, like, as dumb as what Benning said last year at the draft, he has some kind of hockey sense and knowledge, or else he wouldn't be there. So he might be dumb compared to the other 29 or now 30 general managers, if we include Las Vegas. He might be dumb compared to them, but he's very smart compared to people like you and me. Like, there's a lot of things that go into consideration when you're trading for assets. You know, if I'm calling as a, you know, draft pick deficient team, and I'm trying to get a star player, you're gonna try, you know that, and you're gonna try to get everything you can out of me, which is what a trade is. A trade is never, I mean, in order to win a trade, you have to gain something. If you're not gaining anything in a trade, then what are you there for? You know what I'm saying? So obviously, you know, there's a lot of things that go into consideration, and when other GMs know that you have a deficiency and you're trying to fill that deficiency, well, they're going to try to rape you somewhere else, you know. And the current general manager is not an idiot either. He knows he's trying to get raped, and that's why trades fall through and don't get completed, because they both are able to constantly see where the other general manager is trying to rape them, and no one wants to get knowingly raped, you know. I don't know if I should be using those terms. I mean, this is like a PG-13 channel, but yeah, man. Or it's a family channel. Right? I'm a family man, so I don't talk that mess. But like, it's true. It's like no one wants to get taken advantage of. So right now, Marc Bergevin, I think he's trying to build some chips that he can in the future maybe negotiate. You know, because if he wanted a player like Matt Duchene, for example, he could have had a Matt Duchene by now. But he didn't want to give up, what's his name? Oh, what's his name? What's the Montreal Canadiens defensive draft pick name? Mikhail Sergachev. There we go. Yeah, him. Like, you know, he obviously, Montreal brass, management brass, they obviously see like the upside on this guy, and it's not worth giving up you know, Sergachev, especially with Markov coming to the end of his career. Like, obviously they're not willing to let that go, because that is leverage. You don't think the other 30 general managers see what Mikhail Sergachev is worth? Think about it. If Mikhail Sergachev could attract someone like Matt Duchene, and he's only 19. Can you imagine the upside on this guy? Not too many rookies could attract. And Matt Duchene's not like a garbage player. He's actually a really good player. So for him to attract that type of, trade, that means Mikhail Sergachev has a lot of upside, and Mike Bergevin is like, finally, we have like something to deal with here. So that's not going to happen. So again, with Radulov, guys, I think it's a good negotiating tactic, and it's actually shows that there is actually discussion going. Like, remember with PK, like, everyone thought he was going to get traded and someone was going to give him like a hostile offer, and yeah, he signed the most lucrative deal in Canadians history. So you have to understand negotiations. And when they went to the arbitrary, like, the point of going to the arbitrary is going before a judge and explaining in front of your player why he's not worth the money he wants. But it's all negotiation, and it's a process. So again, I don't think he's gonna get 8 years. Like that, I don't know. That wouldn't be a good deal. Now, with all due respect to Radulov and what he's done for the Habs this year, 8 years is a lot to commit to a 30-year-old player, unless you're Sidney Crosby. So, and I mean, at the end of the day, Radulov has to know he's not a Sidney Crosby. Like, I mean, points don't lie. Points and legacy and consistency don't lie. And Radulov had some tough stretches throughout the year. So, I know he's trying to get $8 million, but I mean, Radulov is not an idiot too, and his negotiating team are not idiots. I mean, why would you negotiate for a 3-year deal at $5 million, and then Montreal counter offers like a 3-year deal at a 3-year deal at $3.5 million? Now you're not getting what you want. So maybe Radulov is really hoping and praying for a 3-year deal at $6 million. So if he gets 3 years at 5.5, that's still good. I mean, I think these people are still realist. And again, everyone's trying to take advantage of everybody. So these people got to know, like, at the end of the day, they're going to come to something that's reasonable, that makes sense. And Mark Bergevin can't lock up too much money anyways, because we got Price, Galchenyuk, Pacioretty, unless you're going to trade him. Unless you're going to trade Price or Galchenyuk for that matter. Like, you got to sign these guys. So do you want to lock up that amount of money? Like 8 years at $7 million or something like that, when you're trying to sign Price long term? I don't know. And then also you got to think about that too, because if what's his name? If Radulov signs a deal for 8 million, 8 years at $7 million, you're losing leverage when you're trying to re-sign Carey Price, because now Carey Price is not going to cost anything less than $8 million for 8 years. Now, Carey Price is going to hit an 8-year contract or 7-year contract, depending on if he gets traded to a team or if he just hits the market. He's going to hit 8 to 7 years, and Carey Price is not going to get anything less than $10 million. So, like, let's not be, let's not be crazy now. You got to think about these things, Habs Nation. So, to all the people saying, like, Mark Bergevin doesn't know what he's doing. No. Mark Bergevin knows what he's doing. He knows. Like, come on now. At the end of the day, these people are still professionals, man. Anyways, back to this game. Like, I don't even know what I've been doing. I guess I've just been, like, subconsciously playing this game and not even knowing that I'm up 1-0. Anyways, all right, stay in position. Steve Ott doesn't have a good shot in this roster build, so I just wanted to test it out. Still decent. Oof, come on, man. Still a decent shot, but it's obviously not a. It's pas un tir foudroyant, or whatever they say in French. For all my Quebec heads out there. Okay, 5-on-3. You have one job. Clear the zone. Nice. Oh man, I really hope Tampa doesn't make the playoffs, man. I really do hope. And guys, just like take a minute to say, please don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and share videos, and keep, you know, I have some good things and plans that I want to, implement in the coming months that will make the channel a lot more interesting. And so in order for that to happen, I need obviously more subscribers and more rotations, but obviously those plans will go forward anyways. But you know, it'd be good things to share with the community and share with anyone who likes EA as a hockey game. Well, I know some people right now, they don't really like EA as a hockey game, but you know what I mean. Like, if you played it every year, kind of like, not all the things you want to change in the game, like, but you know, you're a fan, you're constantly looking to, are constantly hoping for EA to make the improvements you think would take the game to the next level, type of thing. You know, the fans, those kind of fans, the fans that still put up with EA. Yeah, you guys, this is what I do it for. I do it for people that want to watch this stuff, and so I hope y'all want to watch it. So please like and subscribe, and also so it could motivate me to have better commentary, because right now at some points I don't sound like I know what I'm talking about, but I know y'all people out there understand where I'm coming from in my heart. Alright, so that's one period down. Let's see the shots. I was able to keep them down to 8 shots. 20-minute period, guys. Let's not forget. 20-minute periods, I got 12 shots and a goal. I think I scored with Shaw. I think I saw that while I was rambling on. Excuse me. But 12 shots to 8. 12 hits to 6. It's almost like hit for shot there for the opposing, you know what I'm saying. But anyways, so these are the stats after one period. 54.8% for passing, 54.4% for Tampa. And yeah, 0 for 2 on the power play, 0 for 1 on the power play for Tampa. And yeah, so that's what we got. Time on attack, though, I don't know. That might be a flaw in these settings. I might have to adjust something about that. I don't know. Okay, get back, get back, get back. Nice. Alright, we're able to kill the penalty there. Nice check. I don't know if Jamie Benn will actually do that in real life, but still, that's still a good hit. Oof. That's a nice shot. Nice play. See, guys, they don't have the best passing attributes, but they had a good play. They had a player in good position. I was out of position. Good shot in the slot. Good goal, man. So again, you gotta be mindful, man. I think I got a little too comfortable there. I gotta be careful for that now. Gotta be mindful of that. Alright guys, enjoy the rest of the gameplay. I'm just gonna shut off the commentary. But again, like, subscribe, share videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video. But I'll keep this one going. And like I said, see you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching.
White team, 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 2 minutes, 46 seconds.